Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'm Lee, and in this video you'll see the weapon options and build options for the Contemptor Dreadnought from the Warhammer Horus Heresy Age of Darkness box set. I've been uploading videos for all the different units that are included in the box set, so you can check out the Tactical Squad, the Spartan and the Terminators, but in this video you're going to see everything to do with the Contemptor Dreadnought. So we'll have a look at the sprues, I'll show you all the weapons that you can choose and the ones that are included on the sprue, then we'll have a look at the instruction guide and just pick out a few points from the build that I think would help you out, and then we'll also have a close-up look at the model. For this model, you're going to get 2 sprues included in the set, and this is one of the units that comes with the most weapon options. You've got quite a lot to choose from here, so I was really impressed with how they did that. Comparing it to the Tactical Squad, where there was hardly any weapons really to choose from, I think this is a great one, and so you're going to get lots of options here to put it together in different ways. There's lots of small parts though, as you can see here. This was probably the worst one to build, so although you've got more weapons to choose from, for me I didn't really enjoy building this one. I usually like making the models, but it was just so fiddly. Look at all these tiny pieces here to put this model together. Yeah, it took quite a while actually to put together. I'm glad I built it because it is pretty cool. Let's have a look at it up close and you can see it here. So it's in one stance. You've got lots of options to choose to pose it, but you do have to glue them, so you can't move this around afterwards. I think you're going to be able to magnetize it if you wanted to, but on this occasion I've just stuck this gun on because I just think it looks awesome. So I've gone for the rule of cool this time with this weapon, but a great looking model. I think it's going to fit in really nicely, and I'll be painting it black for the Dark Angels or Raven Guard. Still not 100%, but I am going towards the Dark Angels. I'm thinking of maybe going along the Fallen narrative for 40k, but anyway, they're going to be painted black, so I think this is going to fit in really nicely. But let's have a look at the weapon options in detail. So we'll get rid of this sprue. The only thing you're going to get left on here are 2 of the feet parts, so the bottom parts of the feet. You've got a little option there as to choose from, so that's all that's left on that sprue. But on this one, as you can see, there's quite a few weapons left, so let's go through those now. The first weapon is the Gravis autocannon, and that's the one I've chosen for my model, so I've glued it on. I'm not going to be changing that. So that's the first option. Then you've got the Gravis las cannon here, so you're going to have those 2 that will glue together, much like this one, so you can see it's like a dual weapon. Then you've got the Gravis melter cannon here, so those 2 will go together. And then finally the Gravis bolt cannon, which are these parts and these here. Now these look great actually. It looks really cool with the extra magazines like that. So there's definitely different ways to go with this. If you want the more powerful las cannon, so you're going to be able to maybe attack some bigger vehicles with that perhaps, whereas this is going to be more aimed at taking down some of the troops. So quite a few bits left over. This is going to be awesome for doing some kit bashing. I'm making a rapier laser cannon for my Astra Militarum for 40k, so this could be a really nice addition for that, actually, using the las cannon there. So I'll weigh that up and see what it's like compared to the other las cannons I've got, but I do like the look of that. It looks really nice. So some good bits there, great for kit bashing, and I think out of all the units that are included in the box set, this is probably the best one for the bits that you've got left over. You've also got some other weapon options for the inbuilt weapons. So that's the weapon that goes in here with this claw. So you can choose between the heavy flamer, the plasma blaster, the melter gun, and the graviton gun. So you can see all the different weapons here at these 3 or 4, and then I've put one inside there. So there we go, that's the one I've gone with. And then you can also put these claws on, which are really good. I just noticed the little thumb part came off, so I popped that back on. There we go. So that's what that looks like. So yeah, you've got a few options. Again, you could just magnetize it, or you could put one in and then just proxy it for all the other ones if you wanted to. So I've glued mine in. I'm not magnetizing any of these models. Then there's one final weapon on the top here. I believe that's the Havoc launcher. So that's another one you can add on. That's going to cost you a few extra points. But let's have a look at the data sheet so you can see what all the different point values are for all these weapons. So here we go, here's the sheet, and now this comes in that instruction book as well. So this is your construction booklet, and that includes all the data sheets. I've done a separate video on this so you can see all the data sheets that are included. And as I keep saying, this is probably my least favourite part of the whole box set. The fact that they've put these data sheets in this black and white instruction book. I don't know why it couldn't have been in the main book, on some separate cards maybe, or just in something a little bit nicer than this. So it's a shame they've done that. But we can at least still play with the basic rules from here. But this tells us all our stats for the Dreadnought and then the different weapon options. So you've got the war gear here. It's got the Gravis bolt cannon, the Gravis power fist with inbuilt combi bolter, and the Atomantic deflector. And then all the different options here tell you what you can do for the different points. So if you want to go for the Gravis auto cannon, that's 10 points. The bolt cannon is free. The las cannon is 20 points, and then melter cannon, power fist with inbuilt combi bolter, they're free as well. You can replace that combi bolter on a Gravis power fist with one of the following: heavy flamer, plasma blaster, graviton gun, and melter gun. So these are going to be the different point values here. And then finally, you may take a havoc launcher for an extra 10 points. So once you've chosen the weapons and the war gear you're going to go with, it's time to go over to this page in the armory and have a look at the different stats for the weapons. And so this is a bit annoying too. You have to take this information and transfer it over onto the sheet, or write up something in some other way to get this information all in one place. And then you've also got here some melee weapons as well, but it's mostly these you're going to be looking at for the Dreadnought. So there we go, there's all the different stats, and then it's just choosing which ones you want, going by the type and how you're going to be playing it in your army. When you build your Dreadnought, there's a few things just to take into account. Like, you've got the legs separate to this piece here, and so you're going to have to like position it how you want it, and then glue almost 3-4 spots in place at the same time. So one under the feet and one in each of the sockets there. And then so I think it's worth taking some time just getting that pose right. Maybe you want to add some blue tack and just put it all together to get a good idea of how it's going to be at the end, and then work through the sections starting at the bottom. So once you've got the legs in place where you want them, so I wanted this kind of pose with one leg forward, then you just build up the other sections. So once you've done the legs, then you've still got a few components to put together, like this part here of the torso and then the main section. So getting those positioned again, you know, maybe blue tack them in place, but I glued this one first, then that one, so I'm building it up as I go, and then putting the arms in place as well. So although you've got a lot of movement and a lot of flexibility, you've got to glue it in place. So it's just getting it into the right position and how you like it. But all that thumb's come off again. I'll glue that back on in a minute. But there we go, that's how I like mine. I'm pretty happy with how he's turned out. He looks cool, just stepping forward, getting a good stance as he's about to shoot that cannon there. So nice. So I think other than getting those poses right, it's a pretty straightforward build. It is just made up of all these little pieces. So that's the only thing. Just, you know, take your time though, keep being patient with it, and I think it's worth it for the end result because he does look really good. There we go, that's the Contemptor Dreadnought. So hopefully this has given you a good idea now of what's included, what the datasheet includes, what weapons you're going to get on the sprues, and then with quite a few left over, I think this is going to be fun for some kit bashing on other models too. I've put loads of videos on the channel now for the Horus Heresy Age of Darkness box set, unboxing, looking at the book, doing an overview of that, looking at the data sheets included here and also the reference sheet, and then I'm doing this for all the units included in the box set too. So that's all available on the channel if you'd like to check it out. And if you wanted to order yourself a copy of the Age of Darkness box set, I'll put links in the description below that will take you to Element Games and Wayland Games, and there you can save up to 20% on the retail price. So you can get this box set for a great price, and what's included is just awesome. I hope you found the video helpful, and so if you did, please hit the like button, subscribe for more videos like this, and don't forget to hit that notification bell too, so you can join me here next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'd like to say a huge thank you to my Patreon supporters who make these daily videos possible, and if you're interested in joining the community, it'd be awesome to see you there, and I'll put a link for that in the description down below.